On July 1st, several new laws enacted by our Indiana State Legislature went into effect. And one insulates people who break into hot cars to rescue children, dogs, and cats from criminal liability under certain conditions. And there's a need for such a law. According to an article in the Indianapolis Star last month, 29 children a year die after being left in a closed-up car during hot weather. It only takes a few minutes for the interior to heat up to where it threatens the life of small bodies on the inside. And I read just last week that here in Indiana there was a canine, police canine dog that the officer went into his house and just forgot he'd left the dog in the car, and the dog died. But there's a caveat that the rescuer could be liable for up to half of the repairs to the vehicle. So you ought to bear that in mind. Now, a record driver encountered such a situation down in San Antonio, down in Texas. The thermometer was 99 degrees outside, and a woman accidentally locked her 10-month-old niece inside a parked car, and the keys were inside. Quite frantically, she and her sister, the baby's mother, ran around the automobile in understandable hysteria. A bystander tried to help. He attempted to unlock the car with a clothes hanger. Soon the infant was turning purple, had foam on her mouth. It was becoming a life or death situation. The record driver arrived on the scene. He grabbed a hammer, he smashed the window. Saved the life of the small child from certain death. And he was successful. But he was not heralded as a hero by the aunt who accidentally locked the door. The record driver reported, "The lady was mad at me because I broke the window. I just thought, what's more important? The baby or the window?" What's most important in our lives? The kingdom of heaven is like a treasure hidden in a field, Jesus said. When a man found it, did it again, then in his joy went and sold all he had and bought that field. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant looking for fine pearls. When he found one of great value, he went away, sold everything he had, he bought it. See, what Jesus is saying in all of those parables that we read this morning is that the fullness of life He promises only comes when we have determined what really matters in this world, and then give everything we are, everything we've got to pursuing that one thing. Doesn't that make sense? If there's one thing in life that matters more than anything else, it would make sense to lock in on that one thing. Make it the single most important priority in our lives. We can have several good and important priorities in our lives, but we can only have one most important priority. Of course, some folks have difficulty deciding what is most important. A man went to the sheriff's department to report that his wife was missing. "My wife's missing," he reported to the desk sergeant. "She went shopping yesterday and she didn't come home." And the sergeant said, "Well, what's her height?" "Gee, I'm not sure. A little more than 5 feet tall, I suppose." "What about her weight?" "I don't know. Not really slim, but not really fat." "What's the color of her eyes?" "Never noticed." "Color of her hair?" "Well, it changes a couple times a year." "Maybe dark brown." "What was she wearing?" It could have been a skirt or shorts. Don't remember exactly." "What kind of car did she go in?" "She went in my truck." "What kind of truck is it?" "Well, it's a brand new 2017 Ford F-150 King Ranch 4x4. It has custom leather seats and bubble floor mats. It has a heavy-duty towing package with gold hitch, a DVD with navigation, 21-channel CB radio, 6 cup holders, and 4 power outlets. And then he paused for a moment. My wife put a small scratch on the driver's door. At that point, the men started choking up. The sergeant replied, "Don't worry, we'll find your truck." Everybody has their own set of priorities, their own set of what's important in life. Storyteller Bill Harley tells about the children's t-ball game he witnessed several years ago, and one of the t-ball teams was a young girl with special needs named Tracy. Tracy limped and she couldn't hit the ball at all, but everyone cheered for Tracy anyway. It was her team's last game, and Tracy came up to bat. She swung at the ball, and quite miraculously, she hit it. Her coach yelled, "Run to first base!" And then he yelled for her to keep going towards second, and then toward third. And by this time, the fans in the stands were all on their feet, cheering Tracy on towards home plate. But as she neared home plate, something wonderful happened. An old dog loped onto the field and parked itself just on the baseline between third and home. Moments away from her first home run, Tracy stopped dead in her tracks, knelt in the dirt beside the dog, and gave it a big hug. She never made it to home plate, but the crowd cheered her anyway. She showed them what was really important to her, and it wasn't winning a t-ball. What's really important to you? Most of us would say our families are really important to us. Those of us who have families, and that's good. We were created for relationships, and the family is the most basic of all relationships. It's not to say family life is easy. Especially families with children, they've got lots of challenges. Even in the best of circumstances and situations, living together in families can be difficult. Nevertheless, our family should be one of our highest priorities. Because that's where we learn that we're loved. That's where we learn to develop our values. Our children need our time. And they need our guidance. And of course, the most important guidance we can ever give children is our own example. An author for Reader's Digest writes how he studied the Amish people, and as he was researching an article on them, and in his observation at an Amish schoolyard, he noticed that the children never screamed or yelled. That amazed me. So he talked to the schoolmaster. He remarked that not once had he heard an Amish child yell. He said, and asked why. Why was this? And the schoolmaster said, "Have you ever heard an Amish adult yell?" Good question. A child's behavior is sometimes the best gauge of what that child sees and hears in the home. Most of us, if we were asked what's really important to us, would have on our list our families. Most of us would also have on the list our health. Most of us agree that our health is very, very important to us. After all, you could have $1 billion in the bank, but if you don't have good health as well as someone to enjoy it with, what good would that $1 billion do you? Not much, would it? Now, some folk are really conscious of their health. You see them out running or jogging or simply walking briskly for hours each week. You see them at the gym, on all of the exercise equipment, at the checkout in the supermarket. You can see that their cart's filled with only healthy choices in foods. They visit their doctor on a regular basis. They enjoy none of the vices that shorten the lives of less careful folk, and they should be celebrated. God wants us to take good care of our bodies, as good care as we can, because our bodies are one of God's good gifts to us. Nevertheless, life sometimes plays cruel tricks on us. Some of you are old enough to remember a guy by the name of Yule Gibbons. Gibbons became quite a celebrity during the 1960s for advocating natural diets, including wild berries and nuts. Some of you may remember the advertisement, "Never eat a pine tree, many parts are edible." He was a spokesman for Grape Nuts cereal. However, Ewell Gibbons, the outspoken advocate for healthy diets, didn't live long enough to collect his first Social Security check. He died at age 64. But it had nothing to do with his diet. He died from a ruptured aortic aneurysm, which was related to a genetic condition he had. What I sometimes refer to as the genetic crapshoot. Runners the world over were shocked when Jim Fixx, who was the author of the 1977 best-selling book, The Complete Book of Running, died of a heart attack while jogging at age 52. Sometimes genes are more powerful than any lifestyle choice. Life's tricky. Family and health are vitally important to us, but our families can turn their backs on us. Our health will someday fail, no matter how disciplined we might be. The mortality rate for human beings is still 100%. There's only one priority that can be at the top of the list of things that are really, really important to us, and that is our faith in God. The kingdom of heaven is like a treasure hidden in a field. When a man found it, he hid it again. Then went out and sold everything he had and bought that field. Kingdom of heaven is like a merchant looking for fine pearls. When he found one of great value, he went away, sold everything he had, and he bought that pearl. In other words, we're to give our first priority to seeking the kingdom of heaven, or as it's also known, the kingdom of God. God's kingdom. You see, when we seek after God's kingdom above all other priorities, those other things that are important to us have a tendency to fall into place. You want a great family? Seek first God's kingdom. Then you'll be conscious of setting a good example. The more committed you are to God, the more committed you're going to be to your family. Want a great marriage? Seek first God's kingdom. The more you're committed to God, the more you're going to be committed to your spouse, to your marriage. Want a great life? Seek first God's kingdom. And then you'll experience the fullness that Jesus promised. You want a great church? Seek first God's kingdom, not your own. It's not about you, it's not about me, it's about Jesus. It's all a package. All a package. Seek God's kingdom first, and you'll be a better spouse, you'll be a better parent, you'll be a better member of the community, you'll be a better member of the church, your health will be better, your attitude about the future will be better, you will love your neighbor, and you will wish for a better world for all humanity. What is it that really, really matters to you? What is your treasure in a field? What is your pearl of great price? As Jesus said in Matthew 6:33, seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. You pray with me. Thank you, Jesus, for reminding us that there are many things in this life that are important to us, and most of them are really, really good. But if we want the goodness of all of our other priorities, our top priority, number one, first priority, needs to be your kingdom. So give us the grace to not sell short our other priorities in life, but to not let any of them take the place of our first priority, our relationship with you in your kingdom. Amen. We have a celebration this morning.